Hello and welcome back to another breakdown. Today we continue the Friday series with Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. Although we now know it wasn't the final one, at the time people really thought it was. It made a bunch of money though, and a new one came out just a year later. If only we could get a new one this year. Here's to hoping. This is the first Friday the 13th movie that I ever saw as a little kid, so it holds a little special place in my heart. There's not much else to say, so let's go ahead and see what they did with Jason's almost last film and get to the breakdown. We begin the film with a flashback, which is just the scene from the second movie of Paul telling the story about Jason around the campfire. They updated the scene a bit, including a bunch of scenes from the first three movies and a little montage. This goes on for a little, and then we pick up right after the events of the third movie where Chris macheted Jason and killed him. Police and paramedics are on the scene, and they take Jason's body to the nearby hospital morgue. We meet the coroner, Axel.
Real cute girl. Was. Well, she still is.
And we also meet Nurse Robbie. Axel tries to hook up with Robbie right next to Jason's body. Dude, have some class, man. And Jason's hand falls out and touches her, making her leave.
Holy Jesus, goddamn! Holy Jesus, jumping Christmas shit! Hey, where you going?
I'll tell you where I'm going! I'm going crazy!
After she leaves, Jason miraculously comes back to life. Or maybe he was never dead. Who knows? And he cuts Axel's throat with a saw, and then breaks his neck. Rough. He next goes after Robbie and stabs her with the scalpel. We cut to the next day and we meet some new teenagers. There's Paul, his girlfriend Sam, Sarah, Doug, and the two silly friends, Jimmy and Ted.
No, I'm serious about this. The computer don't lie. Now, let's see. What? It says you're a dead fuck. What? A dead fuck?
They're on their way to a cabin that they rented so they can go party. They pass Pamela Voorhees' tombstone as well as a hitchhiker. They decide they don't have enough room to pick her up and just pass her. The hitchhiker then just goes to sit down and stops to eat a banana. She's then killed by Jason with a simple knife stab. We then meet the Jarvis family, which includes mom, Tracy, daughter Trish, son Tommy, and their dog Gordon. I really like that they have a realistic family in one of these films who actually seem to like each other and have fun together.
No,
It's really nice. The teens from earlier are renting the cabin that's right next door to the Jarvis family, and Trish and Tommy go out to meet them. The teens decide to go to the nearby lake to skinny dip, and on their way they run into twins Tina and Terry. They invite them to join them at the lake, and they agree. Trish and Tommy go out to the lake with Gordon and run into the teens skinny dipping. They invite Trish to a party at their cabin that night, but she declines. Trish then takes Tommy away as he doesn't need to be seeing boobies, and on their way home their car breaks down. Tommy tries to fix it himself, but can't, until he gets help from a stranger. The stranger's name is Rob, and they invite him to their home. Tommy, for some reason, takes this strange grown man that he just met into his bedroom, and neither his mom or sister say anything. Like, they should know people got murdered out here, like, come on. Tommy shows off that he's good at horror special effects, or should I say, shows off that Tom Savini is good at horror special effects, and then Rob leaves to go camping. The teens are having their party, and Jimmy decides to bust out some dope dance moves. Paul gets hit on by Tina, which makes Sam jealous, and she decides to leave to go to the lake herself. Paul slow dances with Tina but regrets this and wants to make things right with Sam and goes after her. Sam, alone at the lake, decides to skinny dip and gets into a small inflatable boat that's out in the middle of the lake. Jason is there and impales her right through the boat with a spear. She makes a face as if she just ate something rotten and then just proceeds to die. Sam gets to the lake and sees her in the boat and decides to skinny dip himself, swimming over to meet her. Instead, he's just greeted by her dead body and he freaks out. He swims back to shore where Jason is waiting for him with the harpoon gun. Jason stabs him in his privates with it, and then picks him up by the harpoon gun and shoots the harpoon up through his body. That was gnarly. Since Paul left, Tina decides to set her sights on Jimmy, and they go upstairs to break one of the beds in. Terry wants to leave, but Tina wants to stay for round 2 with Jimmy, so Terry goes off by herself. She gets to her bike but is killed by Jason. We check back in with the Jarvis residency, and Tracy gets home and notices that the power is out. Her children aren't home yet, but she doesn't know this and tries to look for them. She's then killed off screen. How lame. Tommy and Trish get home and they can't find their mom anywhere, so they decide to go check the woods. Trish leaves Tommy at home and then she finds Rob's campsite. Rob reveals to her that his sister was killed by Jason and he wants to avenge her by killing him. His sister was Sandra, this girl right here, from the second movie. So that's a nice little tie-in idea that gets revisited in a better way, in my opinion, in the remake. Back with the teens, Ted is watching stag films with Sarah and Doug. Sarah decides she wants to share the bottom bunk with Doug and tells him to meet her upstairs. The two leave Ted downstairs alone. He's joined later by Jimmy, who comes down to brag about having sex and shows Ted Tina's underwear. Ted wants to celebrate and tells Jimmy to go get some wine. Jimmy does this, but then can't find the corkscrew. Lucky for him, Jason knows just where it's at. It gets stabbed right through Jimmy's hand, and then Jason slams a cleaver right into his face. Ted is stoned and decides to get up to get a closer look at his film. While admiring what he sees, the projector stops and he turns around. Jason then stabs a knife into the back of his head, which kills him. Tina wonders where Jimmy is and looks out the window. She notices that both hers and her sister's bike is there, but doesn't have enough time to worry because Jason comes in and throws her right out the window. Oh no, I hope they had insurance. Sarah and Doug get done taking a shower together, and Sarah leaves to wait for him on the bottom bunk. Doug sings to himself and then Jason comes in and smashes his face against the wall. That's what you get when you use up all the hot water. Sarah comes to check on him after a while and finds his body. She tries to run away, but while trying to leave out the front door, Jason just straight up throws an axe through it, which kills her. With everyone at the party house dead, we're down to Rob, Trisha, and Tommy. Rob and Trisha make Tommy stay at home while they go to check out the other cabin. They know that Jason's been here thanks to the hole that's in the door, but proceed anyway. Rob decides to check out the downstairs, and Jason's there waiting for him. Rob then nicely tells Trisha exactly what Jason is doing. Thanks, Rob. We have a chase scene between Trish and Jason that starts our final girl circuit. Trish jumps out a window and makes it back to her home, where Jason follows. There's another small chase scene, and eventually Trish gets Jason in the hand with a machete. Now he's mad. He starts to choke Trish. While this is all happening, Tommy, who had seen a picture of Jason as a kid in a newspaper article, cuts his own hair to look like him. He uses his appearance to distract Jason from choking his sister. Trish uses a machete to knock Jason's mask off. Tommy then gets the machete and slices right through Jason's head, stopping halfway. Jason then falls onto the machete, sliding through it. That was pretty awesome. Tommy then unleashes his full strength and beats the shit off Jason with the machete, telling him to die. And he does. Jason actually is dead. He'll come back later, but Tommy actually did kill him, the first person to ever do it successfully. We end up at a hospital where Trish is reunited with Tommy, and they share a hug. Tommy then stares at the camera, menacingly. And that was Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. When I hear people talking about their favorite Friday films, it's usually a toss-up between this one and Part 6, Jason Lives. I think they both are really good and worth a watch for different reasons. This was the first Friday the 13th film I saw as a kid, so I have a little bit of nostalgia for it. I like the idea of a family being in the woods along with our usual group of teenagers. It adds a little bit to the film in my opinion. I wish they would have done more with Rob and the idea of him avenging his sister's death. Like I said in the video, this idea is explained more in the remake of Friday the 13th, so there's that at least. If you happen to get this on DVD or Blu-ray, I do recommend checking out special features to see if it has the Crystal Lake Massacres revisited. It's a mockumentary style film that is on Friday the 13th Part 4, 5, and 6, and it's actually really funny and worth a watch. It basically goes over the events of the film as if they really happened and has scenes like this.
Josh? Damn, hold on.
You know, you guys want to dig up bad memories for everybody. They don't want to fucking relive this shit.
Johnny, Ian.
Why are you so afraid to answer questions?
You know what? Get the fuck out of here.
Jason! That's it, Jason, dude.
So if you want to check it out, please use the affiliate link I have in the description to buy a copy of the Blu-ray or DVD. So thank you if you used the link. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more breakdowns in the future, make sure to subscribe. We'll be looking at Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, on Friday, so mark your calendars. Have a good day, and I'll see y'all next time.